Congratulations me on finishing a working fully featured firmware for the Musicomputer, as well as solving some hardware issues. For example, now the gate outputs work, and the two LCDs are working at the same time because they kind of weren't last time I recorded something about this project. So this time I finally made something that is actually worthy, and I was actually testing it out in a video called Impossible Hallways, but it's an early version of it, and this is like a more or less fine version. It is a sequencer. It has three CV outputs there, four gate tracks, so you can create four gate patterns, and also four programmable clock dividers. The only input it has so far is the clock itself, which is dope for VCLFO in my case. So basically, yeah, let's start with something simpler than these scary letters, which represent the pitches or the voltages for the sequencers. Let's go to the gate patterns. So here we can select with 8 and 2 between the four tracks. I have something going on in the other tracks here, but the first one, which controls a bass drum, is so far empty, so we can navigate it with 4 and 6 on the numpad, and then when the arrow shows, if you press spacebar, it toggles from no beat to yes beat. So we can create a pattern like this. Yeah, simple drum pattern. Then with 1 and 3 we can manipulate the length of it, which is written there in the corner. You see it stops earlier now. This is very cool for polyrhythms, and the cool thing is that other tracks, they don't get affected and they keep their own length. So let's bring it back to 16. Yeah, the second track, the second gate track, there it is. It controls this other decay envelope, which controls the filter, and it's the acidish voice. So a very cool function here, shift plus exclamation plus 1, which is exclamation sign, generates random patterns straight out of the box. And also shift plus 2, which is add, clears everything. So it's not 16 steps long, so we're already getting like a kind of a small polyrhythm going on. What's cool about it also is that it has another CV track which goes to the envelope length, and we can go and edit that track at CV sequencers. It's track 2, so we can clean it, and now we can introduce some action. The letters are basically ASCII symbols, and it accepts from big A to small z, so mainly letters and some additional symbols like this one, or like underscore. And basically they represent values from 0 to 255, which are displayed there as the sequence goes on. Now this one is controlling the envelope length, and then the first one, we can go to it. I manually edited it, so it does some notes. It's controlling the pitch. We can make it also shorter, edit the length by navigating to the point we want it to stop at and putting a semicolon. So now it's cycling here. No semicolon, no cycle. So yeah, this is very cool. We can also go back to gate sequencers, and track 3 triggers a hat, and I will show you another thing about it. So let's mute them. We have a mute function, the star. Oh, the sound card is glitching. Anyways, the sound card mutes gate tracks, so we can mute those two. And go to track 3, which is our hi-hats. Hi-hat kind of sound. Okay, let's edit it manually. So, with 2 hands it's of course quicker. What I'm doing is I'm proceeding, I'm toggling the steps that I need to toggle. So the cool feature of a gate track is that it can either count these 3 as one long gates or as 3 separate gates. So right now it's in gate mode, so it will count these as a long gate, but if I press Ctrl plus 3, which is sharp, it will swap to trigger mode, and you see we get every single beat as a separate one. Let's make it 16 steps though. So yeah, there we have it. We can unmute the other tracks to listen to it together. Where is it? Track 1. So yeah, sequencing a beat which is slightly polyrhythmic with this thing. Very cool, and I can't even say I'm proud of myself. Another feature of it. Wait, let me mute the hats. So yeah, let's edit this pattern a little bit. So we have just a 4 on the floor beat. We have a third feature, which is clock dividers. It has 4 clock dividers, and I'm running my Volca bass from one of the clock dividers, namely the 4th one. So if I press play, there we go. So we can choose the speed here, how much it divides. And it's very handy for also sequencing other stuff inside of the synthesizer, maybe even other sequencers, because it can go from 2 straight up to 256, which is very long. It's yeah, it will be very long, and you can get like unusual, unexpected musical events this way. Like this. It's very slow. Bring it to divide by 2, and it gets synchronized to more or less the same tempo. So yeah, that's about it. Very proud of myself. It's even a live capable instrument in a way. A new pattern for the pitch. Let's make another one. Make it shorter. Buchla style 5-step sequencer. So there we go. a kind of playable sequencer. Wow, look at it. Should implement an actual circuit behind these inputs. But yeah, there it is. I hope you enjoyed looking at me telling you about this strange machine I built. I'm gonna continue building it, and you have a nice time of the day that you are having right now. And keep having fun with the synthesizers. Go build one right now.